Welcome to another edition of Nights with Ricky. I'm your host, Ricky Reeves. Thank you to all the new subscribers for joining the channel. I really appreciate you and the returning subscribers. And that semen retention video just went over 10,000 views. Very excited about that, especially, considering that I just started doing this 5 months ago. I'm very excited about that, and I'm going to keep looking forward to doing these videos and just see where it goes from there. So tonight I'm going to talk about this particular subject. It's emotional intelligence and why I feel women lack emotional intelligence. I really believe women lack emotional intelligence. I don't think it's very high. It's also known as EQ because I'll tell you one reason here. There's women in the world that are very intelligent, book smart, and street smart. They can have both of them at the same time. Common sense and everything. They just on top of everything. They're on the ball with everything. They can run corporations. They can run, churches, politics, whatever. They can do it all. But if you ever notice, their spouses that they pick are never on their level, ever. I'll say probably 75% of them are never like the same type of line of work or nothing. It's always somebody that's not on their level. And that's like a low level frequency. And I used to always wonder, why would a woman that's this smart and intelligent pick somebody that's this dumb and ignorant and just evil? Why would they do that? But then I realized they have a low percentage of EQ. Their emotional intelligence is not high at all. And I personally believe 75% of women do not have high EQs. They don't have high emotional intelligence. And usually I would say it's probably in certain aspects because with women and their children, I think it's just because it's the bond moment because they've had that child in their body and then they birthed that child and that attachment is just real strong. So that emotion, I wouldn't combine, their emotional intelligence there. I'm not even going to put that in the category. I just think that's a whole nother thing. That's some soul spiritual shit. But I'm not going to get into that right now. But when they choose a spouse, like for instance, I've never understood a woman who is very intelligent, very street smart, and all these things, and then they sleep with a man that barely has a job, that's always incarcerated, abuses them, almost kills them in some cases, and they'll have their children. It doesn't make sense to me at all. But this is a very, very common thing out here in this world. And it was like, why would you make that decision? But it's definitely the emotional intelligence. It's not high, it's very low. And this makes sense. I personally believe you should not ever get in a relationship if you got low percentage of EQ. If your emotional intelligence is not up to par, you should never be in a relationship because you're going to constantly always be fighting. You're going to be always offended at some words that are said. You're going to always hold stuff in if you don't know how to respond back. And then that stuff's going to build up and then it's going to boil over and you can end up snapping, like really snapping and totally just, I didn't know what happened and just be totally oblivious to your emotions or what they just caused. I just truly believe if you don't heal your emotions, you should not get in any type of romantic relationship because it's just going to be pure chaos, pure dysfunction. It's not going to work. And it's usually crazy when somebody does have their emotion. Like, say, if you date someone and their emotional intelligence is very high, they'll tend to look at those people like they're judging them, like they're always trying to nitpick at what they are. And it's really they're trying to help them. They know how to handle situations. They know how to handle different scenarios in life. When stuff comes up. And these people usually don't ask questions. If they ask questions, people with high emotional intelligence, they ask questions. If this is how you're going to really notice these type of people. They don't ask questions about about I'm going through this, and I'm just feeling like this, and I don't want to feel like this. Could you help? They don't never going to ask questions like that. They usually ask questions about, how they can expand their livelihood. They usually ask questions about subjects that they're interested in, that they want to expand their mind with, that they want to open, get more knowledge from. They're always seeking out more knowledge. They're always seeking out more ways to be creative, more ways to, be inspiring for others. They ask those type of questions. But people with low emotional intelligence, they always are, always focused on them because they got this internal battle with their emotions. They're never going to be asking questions about being creative or being positive. They'll think of those things, but they're not going to ever do them because they're just emotional wreck. And those type of people, I tell them, you got to heal your emotions if you want to move forward with anything in your life. There's several different ways to do it. Meditations. There's some people, oh, the meditation, I can't do that. It takes too long. Well, it's an option. You can also go to a religion. There's another way you can heal your emotions. There's plenty of information, especially in the Bible. Plenty of information to help heal your emotions. You just have to really, really focus on to do it. But nobody ever wants to put the time in to do that. They always want quick fixes. And if you're already an emotional wreck, it's not going to be a quick fix. I'll tell you that. It's going to take time, hard work, and dedication to do that, to overcome those things. Another thing you could do to help heal your emotions. Some people have to see therapists. I would say therapists are very emotionally intelligent. That's why they pick those jobs. That's probably the top field for someone who's highly emotionally intelligent. And they understand every different type of personality. And then they can get into your psyche and then figure out your issue. There's several different things and several ways you can help heal your emotions. I mean, if you're in the metaphysical stuff like that, there's herbs that you could take that can heal your emotions. Like, this stuff is out here. You just got to go find it. And I'm telling you, once you get your emotions healed and you raise your percentage of your emotional intelligence, of your EQ percentage, you could do anything in this life, guaranteed. And you won't be afraid of doing anything. Look, being afraid, being fearful, that's an emotion. Anger, that's an emotion. And that stuff holds a lot of people back. I mean, anger, it could lead to you killing someone. And then you ended up in prison. Now you're going to be more angry. It just leads to all kind of bullshit and all kind of chaos that you don't want in your life. And then guess what? If you don't have your emotions healed, if you don't have your emotions healed and you're incarcerated, it's going to be really hard to heal. Especially if you're not willing to come out of that mindset that you done built up over the years. So that's what I'm just saying. There's several things you can do to heal your emotions. And this is my advice to women too. Make sure you know who you're sleeping with. Make sure you know who you really are sleeping with. Don't just go off they're attractive. Because that shit fades. They should know that. They always tell men that shit fades. So, they should know that. If you want an attractive man, that's great. Get you the type of man you want. But you better make sure what's behind that attractive face, that motherfucker has some type of substance, and that motherfucker has some type of compassion and caring, and that he would be a good father for your children and a good husband for you. Because if you don't seek that out and you just go off of how he looks and just in a certain appearance, and you're gonna be straight out of fucking luck, I'll tell you that. And then you're gonna be mad at your motherfucking self for a long fucking time. And you're gonna just have resentment and regret. And then guess what? Ain't no man gonna want you. Ain't no man gonna want you with that. Because why? your emotional intelligence is worth the shit. It ain't nothing. Nobody's gonna want that. So that's what I'm saying. Now there is some good men out here that will work with you to get you through your emotional intelligence and help you become a better person. You gotta just find these men. They out here. Trust me. But if you want to just continue the same way you've been, then you just get what you deserve. You just get what you deserve. If you want to stay with someone that just constantly abused you physically, mentally, emotionally, made you just feel less than nothing, damn it, almost kills you, and you still have strong feelings for that person just because you shared life with them, you helped create life with them, you had kids with them, you have lost your motherfucking mind. And you really need to get your emotions healed. And once you get your emotions healed, then you're going to see how dumb and just stupid you was looking of that decision you was getting ready to make. I'm just being as honest as I can be. But if you need to find you a good man that's attractive and that's willing to take those extra steps, and he's willing to help you become a better woman, then that's what you need to. But don't you be bringing your burdens on that good man, because you can help. The good man with a high emotional intelligence, and this is good women too. It's vice versa. But I'm talking about on a man's point of view. Now, if you meet a good man with a very, very high emotional intelligence, you want to make sure he stays there and he gets better too. Don't just not let him be doing all the work and you ain't doing nothing in return. I mean, having sex with him, giving him ass, that's not helping him. It's satisfying him, but that's not helping him expand, become better. It's helping you, but not him. You got to give him what he gives you back. Reciprocation. The door swings both ways. So, but that's my little take on this. This subject is so big, I could talk about it for days. But I just wanted to give my little quick take on it. So, let me know in the comments what you think. Definitely make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, I appreciate everybody that tunes in. And it's been a minute since I did a video, it really has. And I'm working on knocking out a few more. I got a few ones I still want to talk about, doing more research on. But that was my little take on emotional intelligence and why I think it's very important. So until next time, peace.